Hi everyone. So it's been a while. Actually, I have been working on a project. I will be uploading that soon. Small project, but an interesting one. But while I am at it, I actually wanted to go over my thicknessing jig. So because I am making another one, I have been using a thicknessing jig for a while that I saw from Paul Sellers, but I wanted to make a new one, so I thought, why not record that? It's such a wonderful thing, like for us, like hand tool woodworkers, like uh, getting to thickness accurately, safely, and I guess when you get those shavings, that is way more enjoyable than a power planer. I do have one. I keep saying that, but I rarely use that. So I will just like I hope like I can finish this off soon because I believe I have dimensioned all my pieces that I need. So let me focus the camera what I'm working on. So these are all the stocks. Someone who may have seen me work on some of the previous projects. This is my older thicknessing jig, and this was meant for half an inch. It's such a simple thing. This is just a 2 by 4 in US. So what I did, what like this thing, I hand planed it so that this thing I need it plain. That's about it, no twists. And these are like couple of strips of like half-inch wood, and these are like side whatever you call it, like supports. They don't need to be sized at all. This thing is like these two things are the most important. This thing should like this thing should be plain. These two uh, should be exactly half an inch because that's what like I will be registering of. There is a stop block, and this one I had used only screws. They have worked perfectly fine for me. And during my initial days, whatever I thought I would do, I used to go like overboard on that, if I could say that. What that means is that this was this long. I thought like I would thickness long pieces, but they tend to be like more of a hassle, like because I like this is the maximum I go to. So what I did, I have cross cut it like just recently. And this one was a 2 by 4. That's what I had, like cheapest thing. So this is little bit bulky, still works. I'm going to keep it. This is my half inch, so that's why I've written half an inch. I'll keep it aside. I'm working on like slightly more polished and more I believe utilitarian one. So I'm using cherry. Don't need that. That one was pine. Pine is perfectly fine. This is an offcut I had from one of my projects, and it's still very much usable for any other project. But I thought let me use that. Again, like hand planed like both the sides, because I'm going to use both sides. They don't need to be S4S. What like we need to make sure is that there are no twists really, because this is where like I'll be registering my stock that I need to thickness, so we don't want any twists. That's about it. Nothing else. And then we need couple of like support, like side support. They don't need to be dimensioned at all, but these are just same length. And this time I have used like 3 by 8 inch plywood. Last time it was 3 by 4 inch. I don't need that. So I want to keep it lightweight as much as possible. And these are the same 3 by 8 inch plywood. Like one side I'll be having like 3/8 inch. I don't need half an inch because I already have one. Plywood I thought like was the simplest because I don't need to thickness or anything. But like if you can work on like any other wood species and try to thickness to whatever length you need, can do that. So one side I'm going to use 3 by 8 inch. The other side I am going to use for 1/4 inch. So these ones I have like planed. In fact, like I had so resawn to close to 1/4 inch, and then I hand planed those. I mean, it's worth. I have to cut this to length actually, which I will do right now. Let me focus a little bit. So like this. So they would be like this. Of course, the side rail would be here. Now, what should be the width of this? It depends upon the size of the hand plane really. I plan to get more out of this. I have planned it for my 5.5. So if I put this here, there would be like these two rails. So there will be little bit of wiggle room, and I can move it little bit side by side. So there is more space. If you have a number 4 or 5, it's a little bit thinner, they will work perfectly fine because I have the 5.5. And also I believe uh, my Veritas low angle is also like wide enough for this. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, it's perfect. So I'm just trying to get more out of it. So I will tend to use my 5.5 more often. So let me first cut this to length. And again, the sides and all, like this height is like what matters. That is my thicknessing. This thing, they don't need to be parallel also. I just like, I'm just to keep it polished, I have hand planed it. And using screws works perfectly fine, but it's okay, like because I'm not going to work on it immediately. I think I will just use glue on this one. But you don't need glue at all on this. In fact, there is an advantage of not using glue, because like that means you'd be able to take it out and put another strip on the same sled. But because over the years I have never done that on my other jig, I'll just glue this one. If I need more, I can work on another one. Doesn't take long to make this. Now the length should be the same as this. I want it exactly same. The reason being, I'm going to put a stop block at the. In fact, they don't need to be really that exact, because this can like protrude on this side, and then I can come back and cut it. So not really critical. Now, do I glue this first or the side pieces first? I think there are like advantage to either. I think it's just easy if I glue the other one, I think. But what I need to make sure is that one, like by the way, just to like tell you, like this stock, this one for me is like this one is 13 by 16 inch for me. 13. In fact, 7 by 8 inches thick. It just happened to be that way. Like, want it little bit thicker, I guess, but you can go thinner than this, like to keep it lightweight. I just opted for that. And then how wide these need to be, we don't want these to be too wide, because like if they are like too high, then when we are running this is going to catch our hand, so we don't want that. Little bit like is enough. So I measured something for my this thing. If at all this is a little bit high, I can plane it later on. It's plywood. It will give me a hard time for planing, but that's okay. So here I'm just keeping it sideways just to get an idea where I want. So one side, obviously I will have this. I'm just like, doesn't matter. This is not a critical measurement. I'm trying to just see have like equal length on either side, so that looks good. That's it. Three by four. I think 5 by 8 on either side would be good. So what I will do, or rather what I'm trying to do, is let me take this out because I'm going to glue this first. Now I may decide to, this is 1 inch, this side is a little bit less, 7 by 8. So what I will do, 1 inch I will just put a this thing, how do I do it? One pencil line just to help me register this, like when I'm gluing this. I'm not going to put screws. I mean, I could, like nothing stops me, like I mean, no disadvantage in putting screws, as I said. Like there are in fact advantages to having screws than this, but I have decided to use. So I may have to come back tomorrow, because the fact that I'm gluing, that's one disadvantage of using glue, is that I will probably have to come back tomorrow, or I can glue and screw and then continue to work. Let me see what I will do. It's set so badly. It has dried up. You see, it's like I'm trying to wipe off the excess as much as I can. Try not to make a mess of it, just like I have been doing. Just keep it here. Hopefully it doesn't fall. I don't want any glue on these sides, because I mean they will like they could impact like the accuracy of my, like when I come back to glue those strips. So I'm wiping those off. Put one clamp. Can clearly see why, like using just screws would have been much easier. Now after I have those two, I'm just looking at my pencil mark. Normally I don't like wiping like excess glue with a damp cloth or anything like that, but in this case I think it may be a good idea. The reason being, I mean, like we don't I mean, the disadvantage of a damp rag is that it creates smudges and like doesn't look good. But in this case, it's more important to, more than looks, it's more important to get rid of the some slippage there. What I'm trying to do here is like use this piece of stick as a scraper to get rid of any squeeze out as much as I can. So clearly I can see one big advantage of using screws is that there is no chance of this squeeze out. That can, like, if we don't clean this up, I'll spend some time cleaning that up. Let me see how that works out. Like damp cloth, I never use that. I'm not going to use this technique on any furniture project. But it does help like clean that up. The disadvantage is that it will have like spread the glue that will show up if you are finishing a like a fine furniture project or something like that. This is not a fine furniture, so I can live with that. Tell you what, if I'm doing this again, I'm not going to use glue on this one. I'm planning like to minimize the amount of glue that I'm going to put on the strips significantly, and I will use a combination of like wood glue and super glue. I could do that right now, but because of these clamps, I don't think I will have enough space to work on that effectively. So what I mean is that, yeah, I'll put glue. I have to dab off like super glue also, and then I have to press it down. That will act as a clamp. I could do it, but I'll just wait for it. I'll come back tomorrow and do that. Okay, so I have taken the clamps out. It's all good. Now, did it slip off a little bit? I guess so. As I said, the accuracy doesn't matter. What matters is that this should not be too high to obstruct like my hands. So I will come to that. Probably it won't, but if at all, I'll work on that. It can always be planed, or I could cut it down a little bit more. So let me see which side. So this is the slightly taller one. So I will use the 3x8 inch thing. Gluing up was such a pain that I have decided, at least like I'm definitely going to use super glue, but I'm still thinking whether I will use the regular wood glue as well. Not necessary, I guess. Super glue, definitely it will act as the clamps. In fact, like this is, I mean, just super glue is good enough. Like, let me see, it goes this way. I mean, I don't want this to come out at any point, so I'll put like few spots of like regular glue, and then I will use super glue and accelerator. So all my glues over the last season, like the regular wood glue and couple of bottles of super glue, they all like dried up and hardened, so I was not working. So I just got this from Amazon, medium. So I have a thin one, but I'll use this one. Let me get the activator. So I'll work one at a time. No need to work on. So this side is the, which side is, yeah, this side. This side is the smooth one. So I will try to keep that as my front. I just need to make sure no debris is there or anything. So They won't matter in the scheme of things, but good to start like as accurately as I can. I know I'm using the card scraper in the wrong angle, but I'm using that because that side is in any case not sharp. I wish I could use it this way, but can I? No. I don't see anything there. Just trying to feel any. I need to throw away these glues and refill with good one. So what I will do is like few spots like dabs of glue like this. Nothing more than that. I don't even want to spread it. Very less glue. Which side I wanted, like, I mean, not that it any matters at all. So I will put it this way just to line it up so that I am putting accelerator on those activator on those spots. I can just mark it like this. I don't want to put that accelerator or activator like throughout. I've tried to like put it at the centers. Oops, too much. This is, I brought the medium thickness, but seems like it's it has like more than enough. I keep it aside so that I don't put the activator by mistake on that one. That's it. Little bit of squeeze out here. I can get rid of that right now itself. One side done. Now the other side. Super glue provides the immediate clamping thing. This is like the permanent joint. I think even the super glue, like, it's not under any kind of like real stress, so I think it will hold. I'm just trying to line up the spots really. If at all, like, this is, I think this is almost flush, so if at all like it's protruding a little bit more, I can plane that down. This side is all done. Of course I have to put a stop there. We'll come to that. I'll show you the idea, like this thing. So now see, I mean, I could have like thinned it down a little bit more so that I got more space for stock, but I think this will do. I'm happy with that. Now the other side. It's done. This is a nice card scraper, by the way. I had actually like sharpened it. I can feel the nice burr. This is the thin one, very good for like bowls and all those things. So I'll work on one of such project. I got a splinter here. I have to sand it down because, as you see, like if you're going to use screws here like I've done here, make sure they are countersunk like well, otherwise like the plane will just catch it, so don't want that. So before keeping it, I'm just trying to keep it flush here, because the moment I bring it down, it's going to set quite fast. Oops, yeah, I think too late. That thing came off, like it slipped actually, but it's fine. I have to plane it. So here, this side, I can even write it now. Like this one was what, 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch. I need to sand down this plywood. Actually, this was 3/8. I already have the 1/2 inch. And by the way, it's not like when I say 3/8 1/4 inch, doesn't mean it's only for that. Like if we want to go a little bit thinner, we can put a shim actually, like a like this sign plastic, and then now we can like get a thickness this less. Or let's say we have already something 3/8 inch, but we want to do some micro adjustment. You can put a thin sheet of paper, cardboard, whatever, like to do a micro adjustment and all. So, since I'm getting splinters on this one, let me do the cleanup right now. Yeah, no more splinters, and in case my hand catches, it's not going to be as brutal. So what I'm going to do is like one last thing to complete this project before we do a test run is to put a stop block, because we don't want our stock to be moving. So that stop block needs to be just below this point, otherwise the plane will catch on that one, right? So how wide that needs to be then, let me see. And you can use anything like a hardwood, softwood, I mean plywood. I'll just be screwing that there. So this distance is, or this width is like 1.5 inch. It needs to be slightly less than 1.5 inch. I mean, I have scrap pieces of like ash. I could just use that, which I'm like, I know for sure I'm not going to use it for any other project. Like this was like from an old drawer project that I disassembled, and I would never be using that. I can put that here, which would be good. Ash provides good bit of rigidity. So I'll go 1/8 inch less than that and cross cut it. Perfect. Let me take out the edges. Same reasons. And good thing is that if this breaks off or doesn't work, I can always cut another piece and use that. Now this is the end grain, and it's going to be a stop block. So I need to make sure the screw is long enough. Just trying my best to align it so that that's good enough. So I think these 2-inch screws are like should get more than enough bite. I don't need longer than this, I hope. I mean, I could go a little bit longer. I need to shift this a little bit. So. Making sure it's deep enough. I don't want this wood to split actually, that's the reason. I'm just trying to complete one side and then work on the other one. That's it. This thing doesn't work as the clearance hole, so 3/16 didn't work. I have to go 7/32. I mean, if it doesn't work, I will have to go to 1/4. I just want to go step at a time. Yeah, this is the good one. I think this may split the wood. 1/8 I used, so I need to use. Yeah, I'm going to the extent because I have done this before, like where the hardwood, like if I am not too careful, it just want to be safe there. That's it. I'll just countersink that a little bit. Just looks good. I'll go carefully here. I mean, it may be a good idea to in fact apply some wax. Just watching, hopefully it doesn't split. Now this is likely to this is good enough. Let me keep everything back. I don't need anything else, I guess. This tool is ready actually, or this jig. Now that's it, like that's the stop block. Nothing is moving, so now testing time. Trust me, it's a very simple project. I have taken good amount of time on this one. That's because I'm just like doing it for the second time. I just want it to look good, and I'll use this for a very long time, hopefully. I see no reason why this should not work. I'm really enjoying it. I may still edit the video and it may seem like it was like quick, but I have spent more time than one would normally need on these kind of projects really. So clamp it in. This is the 1/4 inch. So to test it out, let me find a piece. Just got something from a scrap. I will just rip it to something that I could test. And this is hopefully greater than 1/4 inch for my demonstration, or like finding out whether this thing works. I know it works, how good it works. I haven't even drawn a line, so I think this is the Was I accurate there with free hand, no pencil mark? I guess I was. So let me try this one. This is the thicker one. Obviously, I want to look at the grain direction and just take it to town. Sharp plane helps definitely, as always. Get rid of all the debris because that may impact the accuracy. This thing is good. This is below this plane line, so I don't need to. That is perfect. The moment I get a end-to-end shaving, I would flip it around because I believe this side is already plain. So I went this way, I do it this way. So usually like the grain should match because I was going with the grain. Working in real time, sometimes it may help, like if you feel like there is too much to take, just use the regular vise to plane it, and then once it is near to the thickness, we bring it here. Oops. Time to time clearing out the debris. What happened there? I'm lifting the plane instead of like just bringing it like this, because this thing comes back. I could use a stop block here, but even then it is going to come back to this point. So I guess again flip it for accuracy. This side is very good actually. Let me work on the other side again. I think this is to depth. What normally happens is it should stop taking any shavings like once I am So this is, I believe, like for hand tool woodworking. I can see it like it's very, very accurate. And of course, like I didn't set my plane like just before this. Ideally, one should, like, if the blade is skewed, that will impact the accuracy a little bit. Let's see how good this works. I'm not editing it or anything, but I really want to see, like, it may happen that this is not as accurate as I would have expected, and in that case I will see where I could fine tune maybe the set of the plane. But if it works, this is so this in this caliper, like this is like each division is how much? So 1 2 3 4, so 1/64th. So it is like 1/122 less than, like 1/128 less than 1/4. This side, this is close to 1/64 less than 1/4. This is exactly 1/4. This is exactly 1/4. I mean, I will more than settle for that. This is perfect. So I have my jig and hoping to work on this on lots of projects. Like lot of times, like for small boxes or like small box drawer bottoms, things like that, you need that 1/4 inch, and it's hard to plane accurately on regular bench. So that will be that, and 3/8.5 inch we need. I mean, if there is a need, I could work on 3/4 and 7/8, because those are the measurements I tend to work with more often. But at that thickness, I mean, maybe this is helpful, maybe not, we'll see. Wow, this looks nice. Okay, so nice. I'm like really happy with this jig. I have done it, like the 1/2 inch one, it's bulky. This is my old one. Very simple jig, but I went like I complicated things a little bit because I enjoyed the process. I knew how good this is for us hand tool woodworkers. So this is going to remain with me, and we'll see, I will put it to use in coming projects. All right, see you next time.